All right, guys, I'm gonna try at this again. Y'all not gonna believe this. I just did a whole 15-minute video with no sound. That's ridiculous. Nonetheless, I'm back. I came to tell you guys a little story about what's been going on with me and why I've been so quiet. I had a couple of people say, why is Brandy being so quiet? Why are you so quiet? So, for the last maybe about a month or so, maybe a little over the month, I've been having issues with my blood pressure, right? So, I know I uploaded a video once before when I told y'all about I had to become a patient first. Well, God continues to allow me to be a patient, which I'm okay with. Being a patient makes you humble. It makes you remember what it feels like to need somebody else, and to how it makes you feel. Kind of helps how you treat other people. So continuing to be a patient makes me a better person, a better nurse, a better servant to the people, a better leader, a better mother. But if you remember, like I said about when I did my last upload, it was about being a patient. So like I said, I continue to be a patient. Most recently, I've been having some issues with my blood pressure. I don't know if you guys can see, but my face is flushed right now because it's kind of high, but it's been manageable for the last couple of days. I want to say about 20 years ago, I was diagnosed with high blood pressure at a very, very young age. I'm about to be 43 in maybe 2 weeks, and I think I've been dealing with my blood pressure this high since I had thyroid cancer. And I just always thought that it was high like that because I had my thyroid gland removed at a young age. Never thought much of it. I just continued to take blood pressure medicine, for a long time. I became a director of nursing at a 110-bed facility. It was very stressful, and I would find myself in the emergency room quite often dealing with my blood pressure. I work all day. I leave work, go to the emergency room, let them get my blood pressure under control, go back to work, then go home. And this went on for a couple of years. And so then maybe about 10 years ago, I started having these episodes of high blood pressure that the medicine I was taking wouldn't control. Sometimes it would last like a week, sometimes it would last 2 weeks, but I would always just go to the emergency room and they would give me some medicine and it would be manageable. Well, maybe about, that was 10 years ago. Not too long after that, I started having issues with my potassium. So my potassium is always consistently low, and it was just an incidental finding. If I had to get routine blood work, when I've had previous surgeries or whatever reason required me to get blood work, my potassium would always be low. And we never put two and two together. The potassium low, the blood pressure high, something might be going on with the kidneys. So most recently, I had an appointment with my endocrinologist. And the endocrinologist is the person that handles all things endocrine, like your thyroid, blood pressure issues related to your endocrine system, diabetes, things like that. They handle those kind of things. So I was just going for a routine visit, and my blood pressure was high that day. Coincidentally, I was going through one of those flare-ups, but this flare-up had lasted for over 2 weeks, and my blood pressure just wasn't coming down. So we talked about it, and she said, I think I know what may be wrong with you. So she said, I'm going to send you to get some tests, some blood work. So I went and got the blood work done. Of course, it came back flagged with red flags that something was wrong. And then she said, well, just to confirm what's going on, we're going to do another test called a saline suppression test. So this test took about 8 hours to do. I was at the hospital for 8 hours. They put an IV in my arm, bolus me with all kind of fluid, took my blood work intermittently to see how my potassium and my sodium was reacting to the bolus of IV fluids. So about 5 days later, after that test was done, the results came back, and it confirmed that I had what they call hyperaldosteronism, aka Conn's syndrome, CONN' syndrome. So Conn's syndrome is directly related to the amount of hormone that your adrenal glands produce. I want to show y'all something. So, because you know I like to teach, and I always gotta have a picture. So let's see, I'll hold this like this, but if you look at this picture, you'll see the two red things. That's your kidneys, right? It's got a right kidney and a left kidney. Well, on top of the kidneys, you see the little beige glands. Those are called the adrenal glands. There's one here and one over here. So those glands are responsible for how your body metabolizes potassium and sodium. Sodium, aka salt, right? And they sit directly on top of your kidneys. Go figure. So with this syndrome, your body is your kidneys are very sensitive to sodium and salt. It doesn't excrete it from your body properly, and it doesn't metabolize potassium properly either. Typically when that is happening, that means something is wrong with those little glands. Either they are just hyperplasic, which means they just produce an astronomical amount of hormone, and that's what's causing it. Or sometimes there may be nodules, like little tumors on them. Sometimes they're cancerous, sometimes they're not, right? So right now I have gone through a series of additional testing. I actually had an appointment today with an interventional radiologist. So they're going to perform a procedure on me that's called AVS, adrenal vein sampling. So they take a little small catheter and it go in your groin area, like right where your thigh meets your abdomen, and they feed it all the way up to both of your adrenal glands on top of your kidneys, and they try to get a sample of that vein that's around, but the vein is very small. So the success rate of getting the results or the amount of sample that you need is not always very high. First time is a little lower, but the second time, they say when they go and they try, is a little better. So I'm going to do that on December 15th. I have a CAT scan that I have to do in about 2 days, and that's going to show the actual size of the kidneys and the adrenal glands to see if one is larger than the other, so on and so forth. So that being said, I cannot come to South Africa, and I'm so upset about it. I cannot come to South Africa for my birthday like I had planned. I actually wanted to leave on the 25th, which was the day after Thanksgiving, and be there for the meetup on the 26th, and then spend my birthday there, which is December 2nd. But because of the appointments scattered so frequently, I can't get a good 2 weeks without having an appointment. And on top of that, my I don't think that my blood pressure will be able to tolerate the elevation in the plane and the travel and the back and forth. I mean, at this point, you know, I could just be sitting still and my blood pressure is still going to be high. So I don't want to really do anything extra to make that worse. I hope this answers all your questions about where I've been and what I've been doing and why I've been so quiet. Let's see what else has been going on. The Kardashians are fine. Next time I post, I'll make sure I'm at home so you guys can see the Kardashians. Enjoying my little grandbaby. Life is good, aside from, you know, these little roadblocks. But like I said, I've been a patient all my life. I mean, I think at this rate, I'm having a surgery almost every year. There's not gonna be much left of me by the time they finish cutting me up. I just had a surgery about a year ago. But it had to go into my stomach and take some stuff out. So, you know, not gonna complain. God has extended me a lot of grace and mercy. I get up and I keep it moving, you know, not long after. So right now I'm just trying to be still, because you know God says be still and you don't listen. He will definitely put you in a position where you have no option but to be still, and that's the position that I'm in right now, you know, because I have ADHD. I just can't keep still. I got to be doing, got to be fixing, got to be solving a problem, got to be helping somebody. Well, I got to help myself now, so I guess I'll sit down and do that for a little while, but not for long. I'm very, very disappointed that I can't come to South Africa, because I definitely was coming. But hopefully I'll be able to come in the near future, probably after the new year, or if all goes well, no, I don't know, we'll see. I don't want to say no. I'm coming before the year's out and then I can't come. So nonetheless, I figured this would be a good opportunity, a teachable moment, to share with you guys, because I know a lot of times people have things going on with them and they don't know where to start. They don't know what's going on. They don't know who to ask. But you know, when you hear somebody else talking about it, it may be something that's familiar, you know, to you. My symptoms may be some symptoms that you have. I mean, symptoms of high blood pressure, definitely facial flushing. My arm is neuropathic a lot. The left side of my body tingles a lot. I'm dizzy often. I'm nauseated. Feels like my head is spinning. Sometimes I have vertigo with it. My head just feels like it's about to explode. Aside from the fact that it just makes you not feel good. And on top of the issues that come with having high blood pressure, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced having low potassium. Potassium is a very important electrolyte, and if you don't have it, it will definitely manifest itself. I mean, brain fog, confusion, generalized weakness, fainting episodes. It's a lot. So I'm dealing with a lot, but I'm maintaining. So again, you know, it's important. Make sure you take care of yourself. Don't ignore those symptoms. Like I said, I've been having high blood pressure for 20 years, and it's just most recently that they figured out exactly what it is. And the telltale sign was that I was so young when I got diagnosed, and I don't have a family history of it. So how do you have high blood pressure for no reason? I didn't live a sedentary lifestyle. I was never overweight. So it just wasn't adding up to the endocrinologist. So she did tell me that it takes about a good 10 years before someone actually identifies Conn's syndrome. So I have definitely put in my time and getting credit for time served, because it's been a long time. I'm just happy that somebody was able to recognize what it is and potentially help me fix it. Ideally, I want to only have one of the adrenal glands that's being affected, because they can just remove that adrenal gland. But if it's both of them, then we have an issue, because you cannot live without your adrenal glands. You have to have at least one. If I do have both issues with both of them, I'll just have to be on suppression therapy for the rest of my life. I'll continue to have to take more medicine, more potassium, so on and so forth. I'd rather it just be one that's affected. I can take that one out, and then I can just not have blood pressure issues, not have potassium issues. But you know, God always has the last word, and whatever it is, you know, God's will be done. So I have something that I have to do in a few minutes. I'm actually getting ready to meet my best friend, who I haven't seen in a couple of weeks, and talk to her, sit down and politic with her. But again, you know, I'm always happy to share my story. If you guys have anything that you would like to know or ask me about, or if you're having health issues and you want me to talk about that particular topic, I'm always happy to help. Comment, let me know what you guys think. And like I always say, remember, God is always in the details, right? God is always in the details. Y'all be blessed. Bye.